Okay, people, welcome back to another Fwoosh review. Tonight I'm going to look at the San Diego Comic-Con 2015 exclusive Ant-Man box set. I know there's some debate on the forums about whether this is a Universe or Legends exclusive, but, you know, after getting this in hand, which, by the way, this was a total surprise, thank you Hasbro for sending this along for review. After looking at it for a little bit, I'm going to say this is I'm going to say it's a Universe exclusive. Here's this. Yeah, the Goliath is a Marvel Legends figure, but put in a Universe display, he would be, you know, bigger than the figures. So that's kind of cool. This is a huge package, so it's kind of hard to get around on it, especially with my dinky camera. On the back of the package, you get, you know, dynamic shots of all the figures that come with it. And this I didn't know. It comes with these extendable antenna, which from the front, you know, gives the package a kind of a, you know, he's got his antenna now. So if you want to display this in package, I guess you can, but man, this is a huge box. I mean, here's a Marvel Legends figure, you know, the usual Black Panther. So this is a pretty big package. So I'm going to get this open so I can quit holding this camera, and let's see what's inside. And here they are out of the package. Oh, well, here's most of Giant Man, at least, you know, the part that matters most. Getting them out of the package pretty much tore up the packaging, so there's not going to be any replacing the figures back into the packaging after they're open. It just rips it all apart. It's all taped. It's the cardboard on the curve. You don't even want to see the mess I made. But as I said, I do think this is a Marvel Universe exclusive. Giant Man, or well, Goliath here, he works, you know, to tower over other Marvel Universe figures, so that works. I think of Pym as the center point of the set. It's all about Pym, you know, it's all about the Pym particles. Yeah, I talked about, you know, Pym sometimes shorter, he shrinks down to, you know, work in his lab or any of that. But I don't know, this just looks odd. Having him in a Marvel Legends display would be weird, but having these other figures in a Marvel Universe display wouldn't be weird. So yeah, I'm calling it a Universe exclusive. All the figures here are cool. You have your Hank Pym Goliath. You have your Hank Pym just, you know, straight up. Now, he does have a Ant-Man costume underneath, but we'll get to that in a minute. And he's kind of wonky to stand up. You have your Scott Lang in his, second, third Ant-Man costume. You have your tiny little classic Ant-Man, which does not stand by himself. I'm going to see if he fits on the ant that comes with the movie Ant-Man. And then, of course, you have your, you know, Giant Man towering above all of them. Now, as I said, I think of Hank here as the centerpiece of the set. I don't do Marvel Universe a lot, so I don't know if this is a standard body. It looks kind of lanky. It's kind of odd. The lab coat itself is kind of bulky, kind of tight. But overall, you know, standing in the display, he'd look okay. I don't know why he would have a lab coat over his Ant-Man costume, but who am I to judge? Now, the lab coat is removable. It goes up and down, but you're going to be left with an Ant-Man costume with white sleeves, so that won't really work. His articulation seems to, like I said, I guess this is a Marvel Universe standard with hips and all. Did I break my new toy? I don't know if they all do that, but nah, it's back together. I don't like that he doesn't have ankles, but I guess. Now, he does come with a interchangeable Ant-Man head, but it doesn't have antenna. I don't know if it was supposed to. I always think of the Ant-Man helmet having antenna, so I don't know. The head's a little bit hard to get on. You got to use some force to get it on there. I would have liked it for him to come without the lab coat, you know, just straight up Ant-Man, and that's me being selfish, really. Primarily a Legends collector, this would go in my Legends display. As is, lab coat Ant-Man, he's cool, he's okay, but he's not for me, personally. The classic little bitty Ant-Man, it's like what we saw with the movie Ant-Man we just got. It's not bad. It's a little statue. His feet are posed to be either, I don't know, it's their toes pointing down, so I don't know if he's supposed to be riding something. Here's a movie Ant-Man. And this classic Ant-Man's a little more gummy. It's more rubbery than the other one. The movie one you can put on here and he kind of locks down on there because of his stiff fur legs. So he can be riding the ant. Classic Ant-Man, let's see. He can go, but he doesn't want to stay. He wants to shoot himself back off of it. So that's not great. But he can ride on the back. So, display options, you know. I really like the tiny Lang. He's bigger than the classic Ant-Man. I don't know if there's an in-between size. But this is kind of cool. He's not rubbery like the other one. He's kind of stiff. And the thing I like most is he can just stand without much trouble. He's fairly solid. So, he's not going to fall down in the display. It's not my favorite costume, but another Lang isn't bad. Goliath is your standard Marvel Legends Bucky Cap body. Just like we saw with the Ant-Man Wave Giant Man. Exact same body. Except Goliath has an open hand over here. I don't know what that's about. Lab equipment. Who knows. But we do get a new head sculpt. Just him and his shades. I've heard people talking about using this head for a Wonder Man. And for those of you that were wondering if the Goliath head would work for a Wonder Man on the Grim Reaper body, it's a little bit small. It's not terrible. It almost makes him look a little bit bulkier. And I always like the Goliath colors, the blue and the yellow. It kind of, you know, it kind of strayed away from his classic red and black. Not that I don't hate the red and black, but I don't know, blue and yellow is just, it's kind of a unique color for him. I won't get into articulation like I usually do. If you have this body, you know what you're getting. It's just all the standard stuff. I do like that they added this belt. I like that this body can easily have belts added to it. So it's a unique belt. It's got the studs around it. It looks like Goliath. And then we have Giant Man in his giant form. I want to say this is the old Icon's Cyclops body. It still has the seams here running up the middle and then down the sides. And I think we got a few characters on this body. I never got one. I missed out on, you know, Black Goliath and those. My display area was not made for giant characters. But here he is with Ant-Man Wave Giant Man. And I like this. It works as a bigger version. And it's pretty much twice the size. The antenna on the new giant size Giant Man. It's kind of crazy. I'd like to try to heat him up and make him come back a little bit. We'll see what happens there. I'm not going to get too crazy with the articulation here. Old body. I'm just trying to show you what to expect if you plan on ordering this after Comic-Con or if you're going to try to pick it up at Comic-Con. The hips are at 45 degrees, so they're a little bit hard to maneuver. Double knees, ball ankles. They just go up and down and turn side to side. Double elbows. Wrists are on a hinge and swivel. Swivel at the bicep. The head is kind of on a ball. Looks down, which in the display, he's going to be looking down on my other characters. That's cool. Ab crunch. Now there is the X belt still under here from Cyclops, but the belt is a little bit adjustable. I think it's glued in the back. Oh, well, no, the whole thing's loose. I just can't get it to go up. It seems stuck right there. Yeah, see, there you go. There's the X belt, but you can force this down over it. And it hides it pretty well. You just got to adjust it where it goes. I knew it when I first saw pictures of this set. I knew I'd have to have Goliath, though. He's cool. I almost like him better than the Giant Man. Now all we need is an Eric O'Grady. I'd really like to see that Ant-Man costume. So, this will be available at Comic-Con next week for all of you going to Comic-Con, and then it'll be available on the Hasbro site afterwards. So if you like the review, comment, like, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the Fwoosh. I am in love with the Grim Reaper body. As you can see, I've been playing around with the dud I got. I added the box set, Captain America's head, forearms, and boots. And this is going to be an excellent body to reuse for future characters.